The Divas Era often gets remembered as a low point in WWE history, with short matches and more focus on appearances than athleticism. But here at Wrestle Logic, we like to dig deeper. When you really look back, the Divas Era wasn't as bad as it's often painted today. In fact, it kept women's wrestling alive during a transitional time and helped lay the groundwork for what we now know as the women's evolution. The Divas Era gave many talented women a platform, even if match time and presentation were limited. Wrestlers like Beth Phoenix, Natalya, Michelle McCool, and AJ Lee proved that skill could still shine despite the restrictions. Without their consistency, the women's division might have completely faded away during that time. The era also needs to be understood in the context of WWE's overall product. The company leaned heavily on entertainment, spectacle, and character-driven stories across the board, not just in the women's division. In that sense, the Divas Era wasn't out of step with WWE's presentation. It was simply a reflection of how the company operated at the time. For many fans, the Divas Era was also an introduction to women's wrestling. Stars like Trish Stratus, Lita, Mickie James, Kelly Kelly, and later AJ Lee built strong connections with audiences. Even if the matches weren't long, these women kept fans invested and kept women's wrestling visible on WWE programming. The Divas Championship, often criticized for its butterfly design, still served an important purpose. It gave women their own prize to fight for and created opportunities for new stars like Paige to break through. While the belt lacked the prestige of today's titles, it helped keep the women's division relevant and active. The era also produced genuinely memorable storylines and rivalries. The Trish Stratus versus Mickie James feud, Lay Cool's dominance as a tag team, and AJ Lee's run as Divas Champion all stand out as examples of creativity and character-driven storytelling. These stories gave fans reasons to care beyond just the length of the matches. Crossover appeal was another strength of the Divas Era. WWE used that time to introduce women to mainstream audiences through reality TV, modeling, and media appearances. Shows like Total Divas may not have focused on in-ring action, but they helped bring new fans into wrestling who otherwise might not have tuned in. When you look at the bigger picture, the Divas Era wasn't the disaster it's often remembered as. It was a bridge. Without it, there might not have been a women's division left to evolve into what we see today. And here at Wrestle Logic, we believe the Divas Era deserves more credit for keeping women's wrestling alive, inspiring future stars, and planting the seeds for the revolution that followed.